I think people can say a lot.
You can say a lot.
They be saying a lot on these Instagram reels. They only give you 60 seconds and you somehow fit everything up in there. So what's up with 3 to 4 minutes that you can give public comment in your community?
You can learn a new skill in 60 seconds. Because we go on TikTok and
right, okay, exactly.
You can come and tell me how you feel about this resolution, this ordinance in 3 to 4 minutes.
Exactly. Dang.
Yeah. So please learn, find out when your council meeting is and show up. I want to see and hear from you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my decision to only be about me.
Hey everyone, welcome to Set in Stone podcast, where we set in stone like the foundational education needed for our country, essentially, whether that be in the social justice realm, political realm, all the things. And today I have the absolute honor of welcoming Councilwoman Collins to the South Got Something to Say series. And boy, does the South got something to say. She is the South, and I'm super excited to have her on.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's an honor. But before we get started, I'm going to read her bio. So DM Collins was elected to the Centerpointe, Alabama City Council on August 25th, 2020, as the first Black woman elected to the council and the youngest. She currently serves as council president, place 1 council member, economic development committee chair, and planning and zoning board commissioner for Centerpointe. In January 2022, she was appointed to the National League Cities Community and Economic Development Committee, and in January of 2023, she was appointed to the National League of Cities Women in Municipal Government Board of Directors. Collins also serves as a governmental liaison for the Centerpointe Area Chamber of Commerce. She works to improve economic development and enhances the quality of life for all residents within Centerpointe through policies, programs, and partnerships. Collins was born and raised in Birmingham and is a graduate of Ramsey High School. She holds her MSc in Health Services Administration and certification in Biotechnology Regulations. Collins is also an advanced certified municipal official through the Alabama League of Municipalities. A healthcare professional for over 10 years, Collins currently works in clinical research at a prominent cancer center in Alabama. She has a heart for serving people. Her son, Titan, and passion for serving her community keeps her motivated to serve as council president. Collins is a proud resident of Centerpointe, where she lives with her family. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Man, reading that off. Woo. Woo, I'm excited.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
Before we get into this conversation, though, can I just honor God really quickly?
Yeah.
When I got the invitation to be on your podcast, I was in Atlanta at a live taping of a podcast show.
Are you serious?
And I was in the audience, and at that moment, before I looked at my phone, I was looking at the 2 ladies on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome for them. I've watched them grow, and this is really, really good. And I looked at my phone, and Khadija, you had sent me an invite.
That is crazy.
So I just want to just thank God for this moment.
For real. That's crazy.
Moments like those, I'm like, God, you just kissed me on my forehead.
Dang,
so
for real. It did.
I'm
It did.
super excited to be here.
Yes, that is so amazing.
Yes.
Dang, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's special, I promise.
Right, it's special. Okay, so first Black woman, I think that's what stood out for me. First Black woman. And what was that, 2020?
2020.
And the youngest?
Youngest.
Can you say your age? Are you comfortable saying your
I'm
age?
32.
Okay, so when you got elected, how old were you?
Oh, how? 29? 29. I think I was 29.
That's crazy. And that's good.
Yes.
And that is crazy, and that's good. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and the first Black woman.
Yes. So I was elected with 3 other women,
Okay.
but technically I am the first Black woman.
Okay. So can you walk me through that journey? Well, first, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
What made you say yes? Because I know that's not, ain't nobody, you got to have a lot of gut.
I learned that I had to have a lot of gut.
Yeah.
Because I was wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to change. So I always tell this story when I'm asked that question. I bought my first home in Centerpointe when my baby was about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You said I do have a son.
Mm-hmm.
super excited about my first home. And I would tell people, yes, I bought my first home. I am a first-time home buyer. And they would ask me where. And when I would say Centerpointe, the look on people's face would just cause me to be so embarrassed and shamed.
Oh, wow.
And like when my baby was like about 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old, I put my house back on the market, and I was like, I don't want to live here anymore because I just didn't like the look that I was getting.
Yeah, from people.
And so I put my house on the market. I was going to go to another city, and during the time when all of the injustices were going on in the U.S., I had just realized, I have this cute, cuddly little boy now. He's going to grow up and be engulfed in his culture, whether he decides to have a fro or plaits or locks. And people may see him as cute and cuddly now, but when he's 15, I had to be aware of the environments and the community that I put him in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I really wrestled with that. What do I do? I wanted to leave because of the perception that Centerpointe had. I love my house. I love my community. I felt safe in my home. And so instead of leaving, and I think a lot of time our communities suffer because we get to a point where we're making more money and we want to go to the other side. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
What can I do here to make this place a place that I can be proud of? And that I can raise my son and we can be, happy and in this community. So I decided to run.
Wow.
I went to a few council meetings and I noticed that the people that was governing the city didn't look like me. But when I would go out into my community,
You saw you.
I saw me. So I decided to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So you said you were very eager and naive.
Yes, because I was like, we need this, we need that, and they just need someone young that can like bring this to them. And, and do all the things.
Yeah.
And change is happening.
Yes.
But I was just bushy, like I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna just do it.
Yeah. And I feel like young people, we go through that a lot because older people don't want to let go of like the old things. And when I say this, I'm not trying to be funny, but we gonna outlive y'all.
Okay,
shameless plug. But I just feel like there has to be some kind of like let go of, I guess, like the control that folks have and like the ego and the power. So like, was that what you experienced as you were going into it?
Yeah, because the people or the officials that were there before me had been there for many, many years.
Wow.
Almost 20 years.
I was going to say, when you say many, that sounds like 20.
Yeah, almost 20
15,
years.
20, yeah.
Yeah, they had been there since most of them had been there since the city was established.
Okay.
We're a young city.
Okay, when were y'all established?
2002.
Oh, y'all are young.
Yeah.
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 That's still amazing though.
Yeah.
So officially established as in like what?
Incorporated.
Oh, wow. So before, what was it before? It was just
Unincorporated Jefferson County.
Oh.
So
oh, wow. Okay.
The history is that there were community members that got together.
Okay.
And incorporated the city.
Centerpointe. Boom.
They didn't want to be a part of Birmingham.
Yeah. Okay. So as economic development committee on the committee, what does that look like for Centerpointe? Because given like y'all are a young city.
So the city previously, while they had committee chairs, they didn't actually have committees.
Okay.
And so one of the things that I did when taking on this position was actually create a committee where community members were a part of decision making.
That's amazing.
Yes. And so one of the things that we did with economic development was create grants.
Wow.
Grant opportunities for our small business owners.
Wow.
We have 2 grants, one to entice or invite new businesses to open brick and mortars in our city.
Wow.
And another was or is the capital improvement grant, which is monies available to commercial property owners to improve the facade of their properties.
Yeah, that is so cool. Okay, so what I guess like cuz you're a council president.
I am.
Okay, and so how first when you were running for this, did you seek out council president?
No.
It just happened.
It happened. So
Okay.
the council actually votes for their president.
Oh wow, and they voted for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Look at y'all.
Yes, it's amazing.
Like, if young people aren't inspired by now, like just
they
5
need to
minutes into the conversation, like I don't know what to say. Okay, so what is your vision for, I guess, the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 years for Centerpointe and like where you want to take it, considering the role that you play as city council president?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I really want it to be a family community.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself before I ran and now I have to go outside of my community for entertainment. And I want that to be something that I can do in my community.
Yeah.
I already, I don't work inside of my community. So I have to go to Birmingham for my job.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to be able to come home and stay in my community and play in my community.
Yeah.
Now, on council, I am more mindful about, what can I do to not have to go outside of my community. But there are things where I don't have access to in Centerpointe.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would like to see is that in my community. And we have that foundation because at one point the city was that place.
Yeah.
And we've lost a lot of business over the years. And I would love to see that back.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Because you would like to, patronize your city.
Yes.
Like the city that you represent as city council president. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you how do you balance like your multiple leadership roles, like, with city council, but also ensuring that like the needs of the community are being met? Because I imagine that that's just like a lot in general. So how do you balance it? What does balance look like?
A lot of prayer. Like,
amen.
I promise Amen. I don't know how I do it. I have a wonderful support system.
Yeah.
And team behind me. So that really makes it a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's like I'm amazed at how
you pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because this isn't your only job though. Like you work in counseling, and so how did you? Can you give me some background on that? How you decided to choose counseling and like
clinical research?
Clinical research.
Yes.
Sorry, clinical research. Clinical research. How did you?
So I have been in healthcare since college, and just in different areas. I was in revenue cycle management. Did some administration work. I finally landed in working with cancer patients.
Okay.
I was a navigator, assisting patients overcome barriers to care.
Yeah.
And that got me into clinical research.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I do a lot of regulatory work with investigators, doctors, and universities, administering clinical trials to cancer patients.
Yeah.
Do a lot of FDA reporting, just like the backside of research.
Okay. Does that ever intersect with your work as a city councilor?
I wouldn't say it intersects.
Okay.
No, but I am able, because I don't touch people. I'm not meeting people.
Yeah.
I'm always behind the scene, making sure the doctor is following regulations. So it just takes balance, really, separating the two and making sure that I'm handling business on one side and the other side.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like this is like the year of Black women.
Yes.
Do you feel like that? You feel like it's a year of Black women? Yeah, I feel like it's a year of Black women.
Yeah.
And like when it comes to, I'm bringing this up because like you're the first Black woman on city council, but like when it came to your race, the fundraising part, what was that like as a Black woman and just as a woman in general for you?
It was difficult, but I feel like even at that moment in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
that was the start of the year of us.
Yeah.
I
can
really
see
do.
What would you say? Like, what signs did you feel like gave it that made it that?
Our black men, we were losing our black men to in the streets, and
that's real.
it was up to the women like us to be the backbone, and I really feel like it started then around that time.
Yeah.
So while it was hard, it was really good. From what I hear, for people to see women of color, women,
for sure,
stepping up.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. Women stepping up.
Yeah.
And taking on that leadership role.
Yeah. When you said the black men, you just talked about your son and how you recognize that, like, now at that time he'd be cute and cuddly, and like now, and then in the future that may not be how the world sees him. How do you see that perspective kind of shaping the way you view policy as a city councilor?
How do I see
that perspective, like shaping the way you view policy in your role, the policies that you come across or like want to create? Or
it really keeps me open-minded.
Yeah.
You know, to make sure that we're not redlining any of our marginalized communities.
Yeah.
I don't want to just specifically speak to the, just black men or black women, because there are other marginalized communities. And I want to make sure that my mind and my decision making considers all of those people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about, I guess, let's say 20 years from now.
Okay.
20 years from now. Would you run for mayor of Centerpointe?
Girl.
Is 22 far? 22 far?
I think 20 is too far.
Okay, 10.
10?
10?
10.
10.
Maybe sooner.
Oh.
But 10,
really?
yes.
Really? Call me. Call me. Call me. Call me. Call me. What? Okay. So what keeps you motivated? Because I know this work is not easy.
Oh my goodness.
This is not easy.
It's not easy.
And people think it's like a walk in the park.
People think it's a walk in the park and money in your pocket. And I'm going to tell you something. This does not pay my bills. I do this because I have a passion for the people.
Yeah.
I've met so many wonderful people just being in this role. And that's one of the things that really keep me going. I stayed in Centerpointe because I like my home and my community.
Right.
But I stay in this position because I've met so many wonderful people.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm their voice.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me motivated to stay in this role.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of things that has discouraged me, but I think about the people that I represent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to your positions with League of Municipalities and the National Cities of what is it? National Cities?
National League of Cities.
National League of Cities.
Yes, NLC.
Okay, NLC.
And then the Alabama League of Municipalities.
Okay,
yes.
So can you talk about, let's start with National League of Cities. Can you talk about the work that you've done with them and how it correlates back to the city and like what that looks like?
So I am currently serve on the board of directors for the National League of Cities Women in Municipal Government. And that is so special to me because it's so important that we as women stick together.
Yeah.
That was something that I had to deal with in my position. I think that women, we really need to do a better job of coming together and sticking together.
Yeah. I think
sometimes
we do too.
It's us that tear us down.
Yeah. When we the only ones in the room who actually care about other people.
And they know that. The men know that. Other people know that.
And the men know that.
The men know.
They're not lying.
They'll go against each other. They're going to tear each other down.
Yeah.
So being on the board of directors, being with a group of women across the United States. In this position, in this role, we're able to share ideas, we're able to encourage each other, and we're able to be on the forefront of the many issues that we go through in this community.
Yeah.
Across the nation.
Country. Yeah. What are some of those common thread issues that you see other women going through across the cities?
Child care. Are you saying like policy issues? Or?
Well, yeah, like, the issues that are discussed amongst the women in municipal.
Yes, child care, access to affordable child care, equal wages, equal opportunity.
For real?
Yes. We had a conference, Women in Municipal Government Conference in Tampa, not too long ago, and we had an entire section of the conference on that. Because it's still an issue.
It's still an issue.
2024, that's still an issue.
After the Equal Pay Day Act.
It's still an issue. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And I feel like child care is an issue too.
Child care is an issue.
Why are people, I got a lot of friends and they got kids. And y'all ain't really tell me that daycare was $1,500 a month. Starting price. That's rent right now for people. Yes. That's rent.
I don't understand.
That's rent.
Like, how can we live? How do people live like this?
How?
I thank God that I'm past that point. My baby's 7 years old.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it.
And then the whole paid maternal leave is like apparently a huge thing too, where like people just don't want to pay people that. Yeah. And I don't know what it is, but tell me, because you're a mom. But like for me on the outside looking in, like you just gave birth to a whole human.
Why should I be?
Why you got to go back to work 2 days?
And why
later?
Why am I worried about money? I just bore a child.
Literally.
And y'all want me to come back and sit at your desk and answer a phone or whatever your job is.
Like your whole life is like disrupted off of you birthing a child. Like that's not something you just I'm gonna go birth a child today, y'all. Yeah. Like that's just not. See you tomorrow. Like that's just not okay. Yeah,
it's not okay.
That's not okay. So is part of that child care conversation, has maternal like paid leave come up in that or?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we're doing work. The women's group, we're doing work. We're meeting with our federal leaders and other organizations to make sure that conversation stays on the forefront.
Yeah. So you talked about
action.
Yeah. So you said childcare access. Did you have more childcare access and payday, equal pay?
Equal pay.
And then were there more than that? Those two?
Domestic. We had an entire section, and it was a great conversation on domestic violence.
Oh wow.
A lot of our women still, women and men, experience that. Another thing I want to mention is access to quality, affordable housing.
Wow, that's real. Because rent right now.
It's crazy. I
know I'm not old enough, I guess, to talk about the 90s for real. I came in late 90s, but like, I just know that rent was not this. It was, from what my mom tells me, she just remembers paying probably like $300 in rent.
And like I know for me, I used to think about, when I get older, when I get grown. Like, I never
Here we
thought
are.
it was...
Here we are. Yeah, we grown.
What?
Yeah, like what?
This is not the same.
$2,500 a month is crazy.
It's crazy. And less than $15 an hour? How?
And minimum wage here is still, $7.25? So you don't really get, what do you get from that? Struggle. Facts. So quality housing. Is food desert's a thing in that?
Food desert is a thing.
Is a thing with the women, municipality and women? That's a conversation?
We need to have a conversation about that because it really is a thing.
Yeah.
We have children that we have to feed nutritious meals to, and all we have are wing spots and McDonald's. Now, I do love my chicken wings. But
I do love my wings. Do you like flats or drums?
I love flats. Girl.
Oh, me too. I'm a flats girl. Yeah. What's your favorite wing flavor?
Lemon pepper.
Oh.
So all
lemon
flats,
pepper
regular
fried
fries.
hard.
And
Okay.
give me a lemonade and Sprite mix.
Oh wow. Okay, I like that. I like hot honey lemon pepper,
Ooh,
all flats.
okay.
Yeah,
That's a lot. Hot
honey lemon pepper. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
lot.
flavor.
I know, right?
Okay.
But it get the job done.
Okay.
It get the job done.
Okay, girl.
Okay, so we do got enough wing spots and enough McDonald's.
We have enough.
Yeah. So I guess like from your perspective, first, do food deserts exist in Centerpointe?
That is Centerpointe.
Okay.
We have 2 full grocery stores. We just lost one.
Okay.
In Centerpointe. And Centerpointe is about like a 5-mile radius.
Okay. So it's not, yeah.
It's not there. And we do have little smaller concepts that sell food as well. Our Dollar General that sounds so country. Our Dollar General just added produce to their store.
Oh, they have produce now, Dollar Generals? Dang.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
They do.
I need to catch up. For real. Okay, so tell me about a time where you were really trying to push a certain policy through, and I mean, the end goal was you succeeded, but give me the policy and the challenges that you faced and how you endured it and how you were successful.
Does it have to be a policy?
No.
Okay.
If it don't, it don't have to be policy.
So I'm going to tell you about a time when, just last year,
Okay.
I had two high school students that I wanted to take to an NLC conference. As a part of being on the board of directors, I wanted to make sure that our young girls are able to understand and know that they belong in these spaces, and there are spaces, that they can succeed in being a leader in their community.
Yeah.
Anyway, I added it to the council agenda for the costs for them to go to DC, their flight and their lodging. And it was voted down by my council, who is majority women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But were they able to go?
They were able to go because we got the money together.
Yeah.
So that night, I was like, I really could not believe that had happened.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't want, especially
young girls,
women,
young girls,
to go and experience that?
Yeah.
These girls were in a room with the president of the United States.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't get that opportunity.
You do not get that opportunity.
Yeah, you don't.
But thank God for our local businesses, local leaders who saw the need to put our young girls in spaces like that.
Yeah.
And we were able to raise the money.
Yeah.
We were able to raise that plus some. We were able to give them scholarship money.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
As freshmen, one attended the University of Alabama and Auburn University.
Yes.
We were able to get them some scholarship funds.
I love that.
Yes.
All for that one opportunity.
One opportunity.
Dang. Yeah, women got to stick together.
We have to stick together.
For real. We have to. We have to.
Yeah.
So you talked about National League of Cities. Let's talk about Alabama League of Municipalities and what that work looks like and what they do and who they are.
So the Alabama League of Municipalities is, I would say, like a corporation support group for local leaders.
Okay.
They are the voice to our state legislators for the needs of municipal government. I have not had the opportunity to serve on any of the committees, although that is something that I really look forward to doing. But I have learned so much from League of Municipalities.
Yeah.
They offer a lot of training for local leaders, and I have learned a lot about what my role means and my duties are.
Yeah.
Official duties are.
Yeah.
And it's not just showing up to council meeting.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because I was going to get to the point where I was going to ask, like, what does an everyday life, like, look like for you being a city council? So go right into the next question.
Ooh, what does it
And I
look
guess like the
like?
roles and responsibilities, because I think a lot of people when they say like, "Oh, I'm not finna vote," da 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 da, but I hate that rhetoric. But I think the first thing I'm always going to is like, potholes in your road. City council can do something about that. So can you just give me first what every day looks like, and then we'll talk about the actual things that you guys change on that local level.
Every day for me, because I do have some flexibility in my work schedule. I'm able to go in the office, not every day, but some days. And I'm able to meet with our residents. One of the things that's great about being a local leader is that your leader, I am tangible. A lot of times, like with our federal leaders, we just see them on TV, or we have to get into a room with them. Like it takes some time to get into a room with them.
Right.
They have this big staff, but I'm very tangible. You can see me out at Walmart. You can come to City Hall, which is 2 minutes away, and you can have a conversation with me about whatever your issue is. You can make it to your local city council meetings. Make it to your local city council. It's so important.
Facts.
That is.
How many people come to your city council?
10 is a lot. 10 is a lot.
We gotta do better.
We have to do better. And we have to understand that there are some personal civic responsibilities. We should know when our city council meets.
Yeah. There are personal, that is very personal. Because I feel like a lot of people just throw responsibility on y'all like, oh, well, y'all ain't tell me or
Y'all
I ain't know.
Tell me. Why
and
y'all ain't put it out on the marquee outside? I don't know when y'all meet.
As if we don't get on these phones every day to Google what Cardi B and Offset was going through in their divorce.
Okay. We get on there and search for everything else.
Everything
know when your city council meets.
Yeah.
So that you know what's going on. And it's not, they just do whatever they want to do. Come to a council meeting.
Come to a council meeting.
And voice, there's a time for public comment at council meetings.
Wow. How many, how much time is allotted to folks?
3 to 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes.
I think people can say a lot.
You can say a lot.
They be saying a lot on these Instagram reels. They only give you 60 seconds and you somehow fit everything up in there. So what's up with the 3 to 4 minutes that you can give public comment in your community?
You can learn a new skill in 60 seconds. Because we go on TikTok and
exactly.
You can come and tell me how you feel about this resolution, this ordinance in 3 to 4 minutes.
Exactly. Dang.
Yeah. So please learn, find out when your council meeting is and show up. I want to see and hear from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want my decision to only be about me.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you to know that how I can better serve you.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Yeah. So you talked about ordinance and resolutions. I guess give me some ordinance that people can actually see in real time of the change happening or a resolution or I mentioned potholes. What are just some other local things that y'all do as city council?
So we recently did we did our nuisance ordinance where overgrown lots, a lot of people, different people not taking care of their private property. And it causes our public employees to have to come on their public property, on their private property to maintain their yards.
Oh, wow.
And so we changed how that was done, the process for that, so that we can get to it in real time and not be constricted with a lot of the time restraints as this was previously done with ordinance.
Yeah. Was that just a lot of bureaucracy in the way?
A lot of bureaucracy.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Because I imagine that created an eyesore for the
yes,
community
yes.
when people were not taking care of their private property. So I know one city, they started putting liens on folks.
Yes, that's what we started doing.
They started putting liens on folks if you don't take care of your property. Was it pushback for that?
No, because again, we don't have a lot of people to come to council meetings. But when they see the signs in their yard for garbage, overgrown lots, then they come, and we do give them an opportunity before we move and put liens on the property or have our employees to go out and take care of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do come in, and sometimes there are legit reasons why, and I get that. I get.
I mean, well, hold on. What are the legit reasons?
If they're sick or something.
Oh, okay. True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if somebody else is coming and dumping on their yard.
Oh, dang. They do that?
Or it could be your neighbor puts it right at the line. So we don't know if it's theirs.
Yours?
Mm-hmm.
That's messy. That can get messy.
That can get
That can get a little messy. Yeah. So I guess like what else? Give me some more stuff. I'm interested now. I was interested before, but now I'm like, dang, like, what is like? Come on, like. Oh, okay. I have a question. Parks. Y'all have a lot of parks in Centerpointe?
Oh my goodness, we have 2 parks.
Okay.
But that is one of the things that I would love to see grow and flourish and be better.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's our attraction.
Yeah.
Our parks.
Yeah.
Like when you think about what a city has to offer,
mm-hmm.
like what are the amenities of a city?
Yeah. I don't ever think about that. What are the amenities of a city?
So I
don't be thinking about no park. I'm not gonna lie, I don't.
But I think that is the amenity of our city.
Yeah.
And there is an opportunity for us to make sure that we recognize that and put more money and resources into building
the parks. Yeah. So at the parks, is it something you want to see? Like, I know some cities have like tennis courts. I'm not sure what Centerpointe has. Do you have tennis courts?
I have a tennis court.
Okay,
I would like to see improvements there.
Yeah.
Just improvements to our parks. And we recently were awarded a $40,000 grant, which we have to match and put more money into, to add a fitness studio to one of our parks on the main highway. And so through that, we decided that we're going to put more money into that park. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What are some other amenities like you want to see or that y'all have that you just want to expound upon?
That's our parks, and that's what I wanted to see grow. I think that we need more diverse businesses. Like right now, we're oversaturated with automotive businesses. We have a lot of hair shops. Okay. A lot of fast food restaurants. Mm-hmm. We don't have a lot of casual dining. Mm-hmm. I would love to see some retail. And so those are some of the things that I would, like to work towards getting, meeting with those leaders in the retail industry to bring them here.
Do you have a lot of community centers in Centerpointe?
We have one community center.
Okay, awesome. What does that look like, and how would you like to see that grow?
So we have a fitness area.
Okay.
We have our basketball courts, and we have meeting rooms in in that community center.
Yeah.
And they offer different programming. Like we have our summer camp for kids. With the community center. We have fitness classes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have a pool at y'all's community center?
We don't have a pool.
Okay.
No.
Would you like to see a pool?
Honestly, no. It's a huge liability. As a leader, I would not like to see.
She don't want y'all swimming. She don't want y'all swimming. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
It's a huge liability.
I get it. I just know some community centers, they have pools and stuff, and yeah, it is a liability.
It is.
Yeah, you don't want to be sued for.
But we have a splash pad.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
So we got some water.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, what about libraries?
We have a library.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that there is a public library in Centerpointe.
Do people go?
I think a lot of people are getting to know or learning that we do have a library.
Yeah.
In our community. You don't have to go down the street to Birmingham.
Yeah. But y'all have one.
We have a library. And it's 3 or 4 years old.
Okay.
It's really young.
It's really new though.
It's new. Yeah.
It's new. Yeah. Because Centerpointe is new.
Centerpointe is new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have a lot of great programming at the library. So I think with that programming and pushing that out, marketing the programming that they have, a lot of people are learning about the library in Centerpointe.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yes.
Okay, so you said what?
You should come.
I know. I've only been that one time. Yeah. Representative Hollis when she did the
she have the
tampon and pad donation drive. Yes. And that was the only time, but I need to come back. Yeah. I need to come back. Yeah. I need to come back. Because how far outside of Birmingham, how far from here is Centerpointe?
20 minutes.
Okay, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
20-minute drive over.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to make it over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it.
Yes, we can have a bottle of wine, a glass of wine.
Right, something.
Yeah.
Okay, coffee shops. Y'all got coffee shops?
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
You didn't
We
say
have-
oversaturation of coffee shops, because I know some places got too many coffee shops, and I'm just coffeeed out. Okay.
You coffeed out.
I'm coffeed
We have
out.
one coffee shop.
I'm coffeed out.
Rochelle's.
Okay.
Coffee bar.
Okay. Ooh, coffee bar.
Yes.
That sounds so cute.
Yes, it's really cute.
Yes.
We love Rochelle's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They serve coffee, smoothies, snacks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check them out.
Check them. You know
It's the coffee bar that like gets me though. I'm not gonna lie, like the bar part. I like that.
Yeah, come over and let's have. What'd you say? You
coffee.
coffeed out, but they have smoothies and tea.
I ain't coffee. They got tea. Oh, I'm a tea queen. I love tea.
Okay, so we can go.
I
to
love
Rochelle's
tea.
and have
Yeah, some tea. I love tea. Okay, so earlier you talked about you want to bring partnerships, so like retail partnerships. What other partnerships would you be interested besides retail? I know you talked about like the oversaturation and like what we needed, but like what are some, I guess other partnerships besides like businesses that you want to focus on?
What other
Bringing it.
businesses?
Yeah, outside of
Healthcare.
businesses.
So
Okay.
I think I would say that Centerpointe is a healthcare desert to some degree.
Yeah.
Like we have healthcare for our seniors.
Yeah.
We have our pediatric dental facility and eye care place, but we don't have just your routine medical care physician. We don't have an emergency center. I would love to see that in Centerpointe.
What does that take? What does that process look like trying to get
Just
healthcare there?
lobbying to some of our big healthcare systems.
Yeah, and convincing them it's worth
It's worth it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're a drive-through city, and I think that it is worth it.
Yeah.
We're a larger city compared to some of the rural cities out past Centerpointe, and so that would be their market as well.
What are some of the ones outside of past Centerpointe? Because I heard somebody name a new city called like Kimberly. Is that over there?
Kind of. No.
No. Okay. What are some?
Aniana.
Oh, I've heard of Aniana.
Yeah.
I've heard of Aniana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said healthcare, and you worked in healthcare for 10 years, so you know like the importance of that. How has that like? I guess your work in healthcare. Has that influenced your professional? Has that influenced your professional decisions when it comes to healthcare, and as city councilor? Did I already ask you something similar to that?
Well, I don't know if you asked me something similar.
Because I did because I was saying it didn't intersect.
Didn't
But has
intersect.
it influenced? Has it like this is what I'm thinking when you go into a meeting and they're talking about healthcare? Obviously, you're using your knowledge from what you've experienced in the industry, but like, has it shown up that way at all for you, or is that just something I'm just thinking? Like,
I think it keeps me. I don't know. Could you? It keeps me open.
Yeah.
Like to understanding people's situations and barriers to care.
Yeah.
Because I do build those relationships and I'm able to hear from people's heart. And so to be in healthcare and really understand why people may miss their appointments, and it's not because they're careless. It's because they don't have access to transportation. They don't have access to a proper living situation, quality living.
Yeah.
And those things affect your healthcare, your care.
Yeah. That transportation piece is like huge. Shameless plug. One of our sponsors is a non-emergency medical transportation business.
Oh.
So I'm just going to shout them out. When it comes to your health, getting to your appointment safely and comfortably is essential. K3C Transportation, they are not just about transportation. They actually care. They have trained drivers who understand the unique needs of each patient. These drivers can get you there on time, stress-free, and no problems. Your health is their priority. This is why they focus on a compassionate service tailored to your needs. Choosing K3C will not only benefit you, but it will also benefit those around you. So be sure that when you choose a non-emergency medical transportation service, you are choosing K3C because they will be there every step of the way.
Yeah,
K3C Transportation. I think I'm gonna talk to the city councilor for y'all. So yeah, that's real though. People don't have rights to the doctor, and like people don't. I mean, they miss their appointments because it's just varies of different things. So I think it is important for Centerpointe to have some kind of healthcare facility so folks aren't having to come 20, 30 minutes up the road.
Or going to an emergency room for something that a routine, like your primary care physician, can take care of.
Oh man,
we see that.
I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you know, I have a sore throat. I'm going to the emergency room.
That's crazy because it was a long time where I didn't have health insurance. Okay, and I had to pay out of pocket every time for the smallest things. So I can only imagine if your only option is an ER, and you don't have adequate health insurance, and you have to go and pay something crazy just for them to give you the Tylenol. The Tylenol pill should not cost $120 in a hospital, and I go to Walmart and it's $15.
It should not.
Or cheaper.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I wrap up, I'm gonna ask.
No.
I know this is so much fun. I know. Okay, so I guess like what is when you encounter young women like yourself in this space, and like obviously you see them being eager and like all these great things, I guess like what are things that you want them to know ahead before they not get too far, but like what are just some things you want them to know?
First of all, I want them to know to do it. No matter the doubt that people put in your head, no matter the opposition, no matter the eye roll and the snickering, all of that, do it. What you're doing matters, and people see the light that's in you.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And take up space.
Take up space.
For sure.
Take up space.
Yeah.
Be loud and proud. Take up space.
I love that. Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want to say? Do you want to shout out Centerpointe's website or something?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not being funny when I say that. I'm being so for real.
www.cityofcenterpointe.org. Check it out. Come and shop in Centerpointe. Yeah. We have a lot of small businesses. I mentioned Rochelle's Place Coffee Bar. JW Package Store. We have the Sandwich Shop.
Oh, what's the Sandwich Shop?
It's a little mom and pop spot. B&W Philly and Steak.
Oh.
We have Agent's Kitchen.
Okay.
A lot of wing spots.
Y'all got JJ's out there? Who y'all got?
JJ's.
Who y'all got?
We got Wing It. Wing Masters is we got Wing It, Wing Masters.
Okay.
Simone's Kitchen. Do you know about Simone's ATL, the food truck? She has her restaurant and bar in Centerpointe.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, is she on TikTok?
I think she is. Yeah.
Okay, I have to look her up. Okay.
Yeah. So we are growing, and we do support our small businesses through those grants that I mentioned. Like a lot of those small businesses really use those grants. They benefited from those grants.
Yeah.
So we're open for business. We're here to support small business owners who are looking to open brick and mortar spaces.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then can't people follow you on your city councilor page?
Yes. It's DM_Collins_.
Yes.
Please follow me.
Yes. Please follow her. Please. Please follow her and keep up with all the great work that she is doing. I thank you so much for coming on here.
This was so much fun.
Because the South, I know it was so much fun. Because like the South, we got something to say. You got something to say. And the folks gonna listen. So thank y'all so much. See y'all next time.